Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're taking a look at this interesting little excerpt. It's from a YouTube video.
Right, on the Rugby Unleashed channel, but the title, The Rugby Game, it's maybe a bit misleading for what we're focusing on.
Exactly. Our mission isn't really about, rugby itself. It's about unpacking what this clip shows us about a character, John Dominion.
Yeah, John Dominion. And his relationship or maybe interaction with a colleague named Alfie.
Mm-hmm. And we're hoping to find some insights here. Things about, power dynamics in a company.
Escapism, maybe? Using games for that?
Yeah, and just some, subtle workplace commentary that might feel familiar to you listening.
It's amazing how much you can pack into a short piece, like a little concentrated shot of workplace satire.
Okay, so let's start with John Dominion himself. The script paints him pretty clearly, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Someone who really believes in his own authority, deeply.
He actually uses the word dominion, right? He thinks he has dominion over Alfie for, 8 hours a day?
Yeah, and sees Alfie as just a lowly follower. That specific phrasing tells you a lot about his mindset.
It really does. It's that immediate hierarchy thing.
Right, and his internal thoughts about it. It points to someone who maybe equates their job title with being, just a better person somehow.
Makes you wonder where that need comes from.
Exactly.
And then, okay, this is where it gets kind of fascinating. He's obsessed with this card game.
Dominion?
Dominion, yeah, where you build kingdoms and stuff. And apparently he talks constantly about how great he is at it.
Uh-huh. Using the game, it seems, as another way to, assert himself.
Yeah.
Feel dominant.
It's like the game is proving his point, reinforcing this self-image he has of being in control.
Well, it's pretty common, isn't it? People look for areas where they feel, competent, especially if maybe they don't feel it elsewhere.
True. So the game is his stage.
Kind of, yeah. A stage to act out this dominance he feels or wants to feel.
He even has this joke. Oh boy, this joke he tells about the game.
The chicken joke.
Yeah. Why does a chicken join the Dominion of Canada?
Because it wants to rule the roost.
Right, and he thinks it's brilliant, apparently, but no one else does. Crickets.
And that silence, that disconnect, it's really key, isn't it?
Totally.
It just screams lack of self-awareness. He can't read the room, can't see how he's coming across.
His attempt to connect just, makes things more awkward.
Widens the gap, yeah.
So despite thinking he's, the boss and super smart, the excerpt shows his judgment isn't all that great.
No, it seems pretty flawed, biased, doesn't want to hear different views.
Very black and white thinking.
Exactly. Which, makes him sort of ripe for satire, that kind of rigidity.
Yeah, it sets him up perfectly.
By exaggerating it, the writer creates this character who feels, familiar maybe, but also clearly being critiqued. Reflects those workplace frustrations many people feel.
Okay, but then there's Alfie. We don't get a lot from him directly.
Not much, no.
But we know he likes a different joke.
The union worker one. Why does the union worker cross the road? To get to the picket line.
Right, and just that preference. It hints at something else, doesn't it? A whole different worldview.
Absolutely. Maybe more sympathy for the, average worker.
Yeah.
Perhaps a bit critical of those power imbalances John embodies.
That difference in what they find funny is so telling.
It really is.
Yeah.
Alfie liking the union joke.
Yeah.
It suggests an awareness of, collective stuff, maybe a skepticism towards that kind of top-down authority John loves. It's a quiet little counterpoint.
So you've got John's game dominion reflecting his work dominion.
Or his perceived dominion at work.
Right. Makes you wonder, where does that need for control actually come from? Is it real skill or something else?
And that's a great question the excerpt raises, I think. How do we even define power?
Yeah.
And how do people try to get validation? Is it through real achievement?
Yeah.
Or just, control, games, work?
Yeah, the parallel is really neat. It makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
So, wrapping up then, we've got this brief clip, but it's doing a lot, satirizing John Dominion. Powerful guy, kind of flawed.
Definitely flawed. And using his game obsession as this metaphor for wanting real-world control.
And then Alfie's joke just subtly showing, hey, there are other ways to see this whole workplace thing.
Exactly. And thinking bigger picture, it sort of nudges us to consider how our own hobbies, our games, our interests, how they might reflect or sometimes even comment on our actual lives, our roles, our relationships.
That's a really interesting takeaway. So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about. What kinds of dominions, big or small, exist in your world? What games are being played, maybe unconsciously? And what kind of commentary might be hidden in them?
Worth thinking about.
Definitely. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.